What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. So today we're going to be previewing Penn State and West Virginia, a week one matchup. We've got some pretty good week one matchups. This is one of them. I'm going to be covering kind of like the top 5 or so games of week one. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. So we're officially 2 weeks away from the start of week one. This one's going to be a noon kickoff game at 11 a.m. But Penn State, West Virginia should be a pretty good matchup. Penn State has playoff aspirations, as you can see, top 10 preseason. I would say they have arguably the best defense in the country, but definitely a top 5 defense for sure. They return a lot of pieces from last year. Drew Allar is still the quarterback another year. They benefit probably the most from anybody from playoff expansion. They've kind of been really close, just been behind Ohio State and Michigan these last few years, but they should be a shoe-in to make the playoff this year. Then you got West Virginia on the other hand. They've got Garrett Greene back, coming off a pretty solid year in the Big 12. And they've got hopes to make the playoff too. They think they can win the Big 12. I think they probably could win the Big 12 as well. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Garrett Greene at quarterback in particular gives you the chance to win almost every game you've got. And you combine that with a wide open Big 12. You're competing with, you're talking Kansas, Kansas State, Utah, Oklahoma State. Those are probably the only teams you could legitimately argue are better than West Virginia. And I think West Virginia has an argument to be better than some of them. But they've got their quarterback back. Like I said, he helped get Neal Brown off the hot seat last year. So West Virginia coming off a good year. It looks like Penn State is favored by 10. All right. So is that going to happen? Is that not going to happen? Let's discuss it a little bit here. And you can see on the matchup predictor, it looks like about 75% of people are picking Penn State over West Virginia. I think what this game's going to come down to mostly is West Virginia's defense, because you've basically got strong versus strong with West Virginia's offense going up against Penn State's defense. That's probably going to be a stalemate there. So the big key is going to be, can West Virginia stop Penn State? Penn State kind of will do a little bit of whatever you give them as far as more of a pro style. Like if you are vulnerable to the run on defense, Penn State's going to hand it off and run. But if you let them beat you over the top, Drew Allar can let it rip a little bit. There are some question marks on him, but being a multiple year starter now, he has improved every year regardless, so he's at least a top 25 quarterback probably in the country now. And Garrett Greene, on the other hand, for West Virginia, you could argue he's a top 10 quarterback almost, really good dual threat guy. He can run it, he can pass it, he can do a little bit of both. But again, I think the key here is West Virginia's defense. Can they stop Penn State's offense? I think Penn State in the end is going to be a little too much. I would say they're going to beat them by more than 10, but probably within 20. But I would definitely say Penn State should beat them by more than 10 points. I'm pretty high on Penn State this year. I arguably, like I said earlier about their defense, arguably being a top 5 defense, I think you could even argue that they're almost a top 5 team as well, just with the pieces they have coming back. And Michigan's going to take a step down. They should leap forward kind of in the Big Ten pecking order, I think. As good as I think West Virginia is going to be this year as well, I think Penn State's got a legitimate chance to make a run in the playoff this year. So give me Penn State by way more than 10. But who do you think wins this game? Let me know. Also, if you've seen this little ticker here, I am hosting a college football pick'em group. If you want to join that, the link is in the community tab. The winner at the end of the year gets a free AG mug or t-shirt. So got to be a subscriber to qualify for that. But if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and find that link in the comments, in the community tab, excuse me. But who do you think wins this game? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.